Do you struggle to get to sleep at night? Are you constantly waking up and the following day do you just feel exhausted? We all know that getting enough sleep is essential for being able to be productive and to run a successful agency. So, how can we get enough sleep? How can we be well rested? Hey, my name is Lee Matthew Jackson. I'm the host of the Trailblazer FM podcast, and in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 ways to get better sleep. Before we dive in, I just want to reassure you that you are not alone. You are not alone. I'm not actually sure I remember the rest of the words, but you get the idea, because millions of people around the world struggle to get good sleep at night. Whilst a few insane people can get away with, say, 5 hours, most of us need 7 to 8 hours in order to feel refreshed, awake, motivated, and ready to take on the day. As agency owners, we're busy, we're under pressure, and it can be really hard to get a good sleep schedule going and to be able to stay asleep when we're in bed. Let's take a look at these 5 tips to improve our sleep. Before we continue, please accept this following disclaimer. This is just my opinion based on my experience. I am not a scientist. It's worked for me. It may not work for you. Oh, and if you're struggling seriously with sleep and it's a massive issue, you may want to seek some medical advice. Okay, let's get stuck in. Number 1 is to follow a sleep schedule. Set a time that you go to bed and a time that you will wake up, and try and rigidly stick to that 7 days a week. Yes, even at weekends. Why? Well, sticking to a regular sleep schedule helps to regulate the body's natural sleep rhythm. Over time, this makes it easier and easier to fall asleep at those set times. And of course, to stay asleep. When your allotted time comes up to be awake, make sure you jump out of bed and don't hit that snooze button, which is a massive temptation. What I do is put my phone away from the bed, so I have to get out of bed to turn off that alarm. Number 2 is to reduce caffeine. Let's face it, most of our agencies were built upon coffee, but unfortunately coffee may also be affecting your sleep patterns. We recommend to cut off your caffeine intake from about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Maybe earlier, depends on your chemistry, the way you are, but for many people, if you've still got caffeine in your system, you're gonna find it pretty difficult to wind down, relax, and get some sleep. Bit of coffee in the morning is great to get going, but by the afternoon, we should be replacing that with, say, water, cordials, tea, whatever has a low amount of caffeine in it. Now, for me at 4 p.m, I'm super tempted to have a coffee because I feel absolutely exhausted and I still have the rest of the evening ahead of me. What I do is go for a brisk walk. Could only be 10 minutes, but just getting outside, going for a quick walk helps me to wake up without the need of caffeine. Number 3 is to regulate that circadian rhythm inside of your body by getting plenty of daylight. You need to tell your body it's the day. Don't stay locked up inside of a room with the windows shut and the blinds closed, which is exactly where I am right now. This is the studio and I am in a very dark room. But it's really important for us to get daylight, to regulate our bodies, to feel the sun, or at least to feel the light if it's a cloudy day. We need to know it's day. Go out for that walk. It's good to get exercise anyway. Stick your head out the window, whatever it takes to just get some of that sweet, sweet daylight. Now, I get it, if it's the middle of winter and there ain't much daylight out there, there's another option. That is to buy a SAD lamp, SAD, Seasonal Affective Disorder, I think it is. Something like that. We'll remember to put a couple of links to ones that I use in the description below. You can switch on one of those and spend a little bit of time in front to get some of that daylight experience. By the way, you know all that stuff about the circadian rhythm? It's something I read. I don't know that. I'm not like clever. I'm not a scientist. I'm just reading things and thinking, whoa, that sounds really good. So I'm following that advice and it kind of works for me. Could work for you too. Number 4, reduce stress, promote relaxation by getting regular exercise. Studies have shown that 30 minutes of moderate exercise 3 times a week help adults get better, more relaxed, more refreshing sleep. This doesn't mean you need to go to the gym and get ripped. You could simply go for a 30-minute brisk walk 3 times a week. In fact, that's exactly what I do, a minimum of 3 walks a week, and I try and do about 7,000 steps a day minimum. I personally track that on the smartwatch, but your phone probably has the option too to track all of your steps. And finally, number 5 is to reduce or even remove the screen time that you have later on in the evening. Just like our body needs that daylight, that blue light can actually trick our bodies into wakefulness. So staring at a screen in bed is definitely not a good idea. If you can, set your alarm and put that phone far away from the bed. And if you need music or something to help you sleep, then do what I do. I went onto Amazon and bought a cheap MP3 player so that I could listen to the sound of rain or the sound of whales and drift off into a relaxing slumber. Whale noises is not relaxing. It's like... So I don't really recommend it. Don't know why I said it. I like the noise of rain. I like the noise of trickling streams. Sometimes I'll listen to Rain on a Tent. That's one of my favorite things. You go on YouTube, Rain on a Tent. Download a few of those, pop them onto an MP3 player. You're good to go. I'll make sure I link to an MP3 player and also the headphones that I use so that I can sleep. So there we are. That's your top 5 tips from me today to improve your sleep. These are things that have worked for me, which include getting a regular sleep schedule, making sure I don't consume caffeine in the afternoon or evening, getting plenty of daylight, ensuring I get regular exercise, and avoiding screen time late on in the evening before bed. Now it's your turn. Do you have any tips on how people can improve their sleep quality? Let us know in the comments below. Whilst you're down there, why not give us a like? Subscribe, hit that bell notification icon. Don't forget, we have a podcast, trailblazer.fm. We have hundreds, literally, of episodes that you can listen to and take on that brisk walk that you're going to go on 3 times a week. Folks, if we don't see you in the comments, if we don't see you over in podcast land, hey, let's see you in the next episode.